This is how I spent a full day in the Maldives. It's 8:30 a.m., not exactly when I like to start my mornings, but we were expecting a special surprise. It became a daily routine to open the blinds, step onto the deck, and simply take in these moments from our villa. Those pictures you've seen about the water here in the Maldives, yeah, that's accurate. It was like a clear turquoise unlike anything I've ever seen. I couldn't quite get over this view because it was such a memorable sight. We get a knock at the door and the arrangement we had made prior could not have been more satisfying.
Hello.
Hi, morning.
Good morning. How was your morning?
Good. As part of our meal plan, we were treated to a one-time floating breakfast delivered straight to our villa. This was our first time getting a floating breakfast experience, so we didn't even know what to expect. For anyone in the same boat as me, it's just a large, buoyant tray that literally floats in the pool, hence the name. It's such a fascinating concept and they did a great job with the presentation. I thought it would be just a few pastries and some beverages, but no, it was an entire feast as you can see. I actually thought it might float over the edge, but nope, the end of the pool stopped it. Taking a look at the lineup, we got eggs, sausages, croissants, fruits, tea and juice, the whole deal. I'm not usually a breakfast person, but my appetite appears when something like this shows up at your doorstep. Apparently, it wasn't just us, because the only bee I saw the entire trip decided to stop by and join us for a moment. Honestly, I don't blame them. Anyways, a floating breakfast is definitely something worth experiencing. If I could wake up to this every day, I would have no complaints. Towards the end, I think I was eating just so the food wouldn't go to waste. Has anyone else eaten so much they thought they were good for the rest of the day? Yep, that was me after this breakfast. Spoiler alert, I still ate more. Whatever this is, probably not the best idea on a full stomach, but it was incredibly relaxing. Yeah, the day was off to a great start. Time flies, it's almost noon and I'm ready to enjoy some vacation time outside the villa. It was another beautiful day in the Maldives, as most days seem to be, and passing by the other overwater villas with clear skies and crystal blue water made for an incredible view. One of the things I admire most about this resort is the exceptional butler service. Our assigned butler, Hassan, was truly outstanding. Always punctual, cheerful, and consistently attentive, which we genuinely appreciated. Today we asked for a ride to the teen lounge, and Hassan graciously said yes without hesitation. What would normally be about a 10-minute walk turned into a quick 3-minute buggy ride, if that. In a blink of an eye, we had arrived. The lounge had all forms of entertainment, PS5, air hockey, karaoke, and more. My favorite was the pool table, and I wanted to play a few rounds before lunch. I know, I'm not going pro anytime soon, but I get lucky every now and then. Following that, our next stop was lunch. During our stay, we made it a mission to try every restaurant on the resort, and next on our list was Kashi, the Thai restaurant located on the opposite end of the island. It's about a 20-minute walk from our villa, though a buggy ride cuts that down to roughly 5. Since we were already halfway there, we decided to walk the rest of the way. Kashi is set within a stunning treehouse-style structure and offers a calm yet charming ambience. We arrived a few minutes before opening, but the staff kindly accommodated us.
Sure.
Guests can dine on any level, but we chose the top floor, where the view was absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah, we did.
I'm not sure this video does the visuals justice. Below us were shallow waters and Pool 18, the adults-only pool. To start the dining experience, the staff brought out a custom fruity drink to open the palate. I didn't quite catch the composition, but it tasted like pineapple juice with a hint of coconut. Noticing that Thai tea wasn't listed on the menu, I asked if it was available. Thankfully, they were able to prepare their own version, served in a beautifully unique glass. As a self-appointed Thai tea connoisseur, I found it a bit heavy on the milk, but still very enjoyable. From our table, we spotted a couple taking scuba lessons, just one of the many excursions the resort offers, though not exactly my cup of tea. For starters, we ordered a salad and curry, followed by fried rice and pad noodles for the main courses. The flavors were incredibly rich. The food, service, and ambience were flawless. To finish, we tried the Thai tea popsicle for dessert. Without a doubt, this was our favorite lunch spot on the entire resort. I'm back at the villa now that we're all finished with lunch. With some time to spare before our next adventure, I decided to relax with Netflix, while my wife decided to take her own scuba lessons. Here's something I learned the hard way. Certain streaming services and shows are not available here. I had a list of shows I was ready to start, but unfortunately had to pivot to something else. Definitely one of my biggest takeaways from the trip, and no, I did not pre-download anything like a true prepared traveler would. Even so, I managed to find a few series that caught my interest. Some days during the stay offered more downtime than others, and I made some solid progress on my binge watching sessions. To make the most of the opportunity, I walked over to the fitness center to squeeze in a good workout while I still had the chance. Along the way, I realized we probably would have been better off booking a single-story villa since it's more centrally located within the resort. I easily could have saved a few minutes each trip going to and from the gym. Speaking of the gym, take a look at this. The gym itself is over water, open 24/7, and honestly one of the best perks was the cold bottled water. Staying hydrated is crucial in this kind of humidity. I grabbed a towel and started with some light exercises. The goal here was to not get overly sore or injured, just enough movement to make me feel better about all the food I had been enjoying. Yeah, I'm a bit out of shape these days, and this vacation did not help. But I am glad this gym had boxing equipment. It's just way more enjoyable to work out. Looking back at my stay here, I tried to carve out an hour each day to exercise and really take advantage of the facility. More often than not, I had the gym all to myself, which I definitely did not mind. For the main event of the evening and possibly of the entire trip, we went dolphin watching on a sunset cruise. We made our reservations pretty last minute, mostly because we didn't realize it was being offered during our stay, but thankfully they were able to squeeze us in. Judging by the turnout, it's clearly a fan favorite. It was the most people I'd seen gathered at one place since breakfast. When we arrived at the meeting spot, we waited for all parties to check in and sign waivers before being led to the boat for departure. The cruise lasts about 90 minutes and in my opinion is one of the most affordable and best value excursions available. It's probably because we were told dolphins are not guaranteed to be spotted, but every effort is made by the crew before they call it. When we asked about our chances, we were told the previous few cruises had all successfully spotted dolphins. Even so, we were more than willing to take the risk. The beginning of the cruise was fairly uneventful. The staff gave a brief safety demonstration and let us know we were free to sit on the upper deck, the front, or the back of the boat. I nearly gave myself neck pain constantly scanning the waters, convinced dolphins could appear at any moment. For the first 45 minutes, nothing happened. The chances looked grim and it felt like we were almost at course before turning back. Then suddenly the captain spotted some movement and accelerated. One of the crew members even offered to take cameras and phones to take POV shots. I gave him my 360 camera and this is what he captured. The dolphins were on the smaller side, but you could still clearly see their movement. You can also see me hanging on for dear life. Anyway, this is how it all turned out. ended up riding alongside them as they jumped and swam around the boat. The experience was absolutely surreal and unforgettable. So now we're headed to our final event of the day. We stopped by our villa to change outfits, and Hassan was already ready to drive us to our destination.
Thank you very much.
While we were riding in his car, he suddenly had this idea to capture a creative shot, and this is how it turned out. We certainly did not expect this and thought it was incredible. The sunset made the video feel even more serene. For the grand reveal, we arrived at our designated spot for a one-time private beach dinner, again included as part of our meal plan. We are so grateful for the staff for creating such a romantic and intimate setup for us. The setting was beautifully arranged and the sense of privacy was appreciated. Soft lights glowed in the background, paired with a relaxing rhythm of ocean waves. After the full day we had, it felt like the perfect moment to unwind and settle in for a nice dinner, even if we were still full from earlier meals. As with most of our dinners, the evening began with an assortment of bread and truffle butter. Of all the flavors from the trip, that butter is one that I will remember. Before we knew it, the sky had grown darker. Our beverages were next to arrive. We ordered an iced tea and a cocktail. Keeping things light, we ordered the salmon and a chicken rice bowl. With the sun basically set, we settled in to enjoy the rest of our meal. To finish, I went with my go-to creme brulee, which felt like the perfect dessert for the occasion. And with that, that's what a day in the Maldives looks like. Great company, unforgettable adventures, and really good food.